Coming up on OU Nightly, a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. We'll track the storms as they move into campus.
And breaking news, a manhunt underway after a Cleveland County deputy is shot and another person killed. We're live with team coverage. Plus, Texas Hate Week continues with the traditional Beaver Burger Bash. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bailey Coyle.
And I'm Snow Forth. We begin tonight with breaking news and severe weather.
We have team coverage of the shooting of the Cleveland County Deputy Sean Stedman in just a moment.
But first, we start with our campus weather authority. The OU Nightly weather team is tracking severe weather.
Let's get right over to our senior meteorologist, Josh Duncan. Josh.
Yeah, Snow, Bailey, a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect here for most of southern and parts of central Oklahoma. West of the metro it goes till 9 p.m. for the metro east until 10 p.m. So here's a look at radar right now across the state. Notice lots of scattered thunderstorms here from southwestern up through central Oklahoma. The rain now getting close to Norman. It's been off and on light rain this afternoon, but we now have a severe thunderstorm warning that includes Norman, just barely includes campus here for the threat of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail as this storm moves off into an easterly direction. That goes until 5 o'clock. We have OU Nightly meteorologist Christine Gormley, who is out live. Christine, what are you seeing?
Josh, I am here safe inside of the stadium garage and the parking spots are filling up. I've been watching people drive in here, so if you are trying to take cover from the storms, do not come to the parking garages because they are filling up, but it's dry right now on campus. I do believe it's about ready to rain because I can smell the rain about to fall here in just a couple of seconds or even minutes, but yeah, so I have been seeing lightning too, and so be aware of that if you are on campus, and the winds are pretty calm right now, so there's not much of a breeze out here, but overall it's dry conditions here on campus, and I do imagine it will start raining here pretty soon, but back to you, Josh.
All right, thanks, Christine. Yeah, that's exactly what we're watching. Notice the light rain starting to get into campus. The heavier rain here just minutes away as it grazes the north side of Norman. So we're continuing to watch this as well as other thunderstorms across Oklahoma. And OU Nightly meteorologist Chloe Arroyo has an update on other storm reports that we've been receiving.
That's right. We've been seeing a couple of damage reports just south and west of Oklahoma. Here's in Frederick, Oklahoma. Here's this wall cloud you can see pretty prominent just ahead of the storm. And this is just one of the many cells that we've continued to see. So we'll be continuing to track this as it heads further east and northeast. Josh, back to you.
Thanks, Chloe. The storm chance highest here over the next few hours. Then it'll start to go down later in the evening. And coming up later in the show, we will also track a big cool down. That's coming up. Those details just minutes away.
Thanks, Josh. We know you'll keep us updated. Now on to breaking news. A manhunt is underway about 50 miles south of campus where a Cleveland County Sheriff's deputy was shot and another person killed this morning. Take a look at the man police are searching for, 25-year-old Cameron Jenkins. OU Nightly's Dakota Wakapichi is live in Davis with the latest on the search. Dakota.
Yeah, the scene here between Wynnewood and Davis is pretty massive. A lot of the law enforcement agencies have left, and this is ongoing. It started around 10 a.m. this morning when the Cleveland County Sheriff's deputy was shot about 40 minutes south of Norman, and the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says the shooter is on the loose. The suspect OSBI is looking for is Cameron Jenkins, a 25-year-old, 6'4" male. He shot the sheriff's deputy and took off from the scene. Now, many across central and southern Oklahoma, including students in classrooms on the Norman campus, got a blue alert message on their phones shortly after noon. Local school districts Wynnewood and Davis closed their schools for the day, and there are many working the scene, including the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, ATF, and various sheriff agencies. Now, OSBI does confirm that a truck driver was shot and killed near the scene, and as of this moment, the investigation is ongoing and the manhunt is still ongoing, and OSBI says if you have any information to call 911 and let them know. Between Wynnewood and Davis, Dakota Wapkichi, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Dakota. Now we want to head up north to OU Health in Oklahoma City. That's the hospital where Deputy Sean Stedman is right now. OU Nightly reporter Emily Faith continues our team coverage. Emily, how is the deputy doing?
I'm here right outside of OU Health. Now, this is where the Cleveland County deputy Sean Stedman was taken after being shot earlier this morning. The information we know right now is that Stedman was brought by a helicopter to the OU Trauma Center and treated. He is stable, in good condition, and expected to make a full recovery. Of course, if we have more details that come up during the newscast, we'll keep you posted. But for now, reporting live from OU Health, Emily Faith, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Emily. We are learning more about Deputy Sean Stedman and his work. OU Nightly's Mecca Thompson is in the newsroom. Mecca, Deputy Stedman also worked in Oklahoma County.
No, that's right. Sean Stedman served with the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office as a K-9 officer before his time in Cleveland County. The photo on your screen is from 2013, courtesy of the Oklahoman. Stedman is pictured with his K-9 at the time, paying respects at a K-9 officer funeral. Stedman currently is a deputy sheriff in Cleveland County. We are working to learn more about when he began working with the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office. Earlier today, Cleveland County Sheriff Chris Amison posted on social media that, quote, he would like to offer his thoughts and prayers to the family of Deputy Stedman as he starts his road to recovery, end quote. In the newsroom, Mecca Thompson, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Mecca. We will continue to follow this story as it develops. Here's a look again at the suspect. Cameron Jenkins is considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, call 911 right away. If any new information develops in this newscast, we will bring it to you right away.
Now to new developments out of Washington, D.C. The House of Representatives is racing to find a new speaker as the deadline to fund the government approaches. Kennedy Patterson has that and the rest of today's headlines from the News Center.
U.S. House Republicans are already submitting their bids to become the next Speaker of the House, following the removal of Representative Kevin McCarthy. The House hopes to elect a Speaker by next week, but the timing is still unclear. Oklahoma Republican Representative Kevin Hern says he is considering joining the race, but has not announced a formal bid. House Republicans are set to meet for the first round of internal party voting on Tuesday. Thousands of Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers are on strike across the country. The historic walkout comes as workers demand better pay and staffing levels. The strike is expected to continue until November if a deal is not made by Saturday. Kaiser Permanente says they are making progress with negotiations and are committed to reaching an agreement. Moderna is making progress with the new vaccine that would help prevent both COVID and the flu. The vaccine is designed to protect people from both viruses with one shot. The company has started testing and says the vaccine appears to cause strong immune responses. Testing the shot on 50-year-olds and older is set for later this year. Moderna hopes to get regulatory approval of the vaccine by 2025. In Bailey, Snow, a federal judge dismisses the lawsuit against McDonald's and Wendy's for the false advertisement of the size of their burgers.
Thank you, Kennedy. And coming up on OU Nightly, nearly 24 people are missing in India following deadly floods.
More details coming up after the break.
And yet another heat record is broken.
We'll tell you what scientists say are causing the higher temperatures.
Flooding has dozens of military personnel missing in India. Drake Foley has that and more in today's Earth Report.
In Snow, 5 people are dead and 23 Indian Army personnel are missing after a flash flood in northeastern India. Officials say the flooding began following a destructive rainstorm, causing the river level to rise 15 to 20 feet higher than normal. Officials say 3 people have been saved thus far and search and rescue efforts are ongoing. A white haze has replaced the familiar blue skies over Florida earlier this week. Wildfire smoke from the ongoing Canadian fires made its way south, making air quality levels across the state unhealthy. A high-pressure system in the eastern United States and a low-pressure system off the coast worked together to funnel the smoke south. Officials say the air quality levels are now at normal levels. Another heat record is shattered during the month of September. according to the Washington Post. The average temperature in September this year was 1.6 degrees warmer than average. Scientists say the hotter temperatures are a combination of human-caused climate change and the ongoing El Niño pattern. Scientists also say the rising temperatures are the culprit behind the rising number of heat waves and flooding disasters. Snow and Bailey, back to you.
Thanks, Drake. Ahead of OU Nightly, Sooners are taking a bite out of Texas.
More on how students are celebrating Texas Hate Week ahead.
And a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Norman. We'll show you the latest on radar coming up after the break. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us here on this Wednesday afternoon. Look at all the rain across our state. Scattered thunderstorms continuing now. And as we zoom in to the metro here, or actually just starting off in southwestern Oklahoma, this big blob of storms, some isolated severe weather in here, but generally we've seen a weakening trend. Then closer to campus, a severe thunderstorm warning continues until 5 o'clock. The latest on this is that the hail could be up to golf ball size, but we have received some reports of pea-sized hail in northwest Norman. Notice that storm getting very close here to campus, so it may miss us just to the north, but it's this yellow box right here that continues until 5 o'clock. So we're still watching that. Then more heavy rain will be moving in behind that, so it's going to be continuing to rain and occasional lightning. The hail threat will probably start to come down eventually once we get past this storm, but it is going to be a wet and soggy evening. As you can see from our campus cam right now, the rain coming down hard. Can't quite tell if it's hail, but we're going to be watching that, and we'll have reports definitely later on in the newscast as well if we see anything that comes in. But again, look at all this rain that's stretching now from the North Metro down to the Red River. More intense severe thunderstorms right now in parts of Texas. This is all part of a storm system that is going to continue to keep us raining over the next couple of hours here, but eventually later on this evening, the heavy rain will start to shift into southeastern Oklahoma, and we'll just be dealing with some lighter rain here across Norman. And then as we head out the door tomorrow morning, it should be drying up. So just a mostly cloudy sky to start out your day on Thursday with the rain tapering off. Severe threats this evening across southern Oklahoma. The wind is the main threat. Also hail and flooding possible. Here across central Oklahoma, again, the threat's a little bit lower, but still wind, hail, and flooding, all possibilities over the next few hours. Then tomorrow, again, mostly cloudy during the morning, more sunshine as we get into the afternoon, up to 77 degrees with a north wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So here we go, picking back up with Futurecast. At 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, the cold front moving through, the rain moving out, and then if you're heading down to Dallas tomorrow afternoon, dry weather in our forecast and with a mix of sun and clouds, so no issues, at least weather-wise, with travel down I-35 for tomorrow. And then same story on Friday, clear conditions, no rain, no problems getting down to Dallas for the OU Texas game. And then a second stronger cold front on the way for Friday. This is going to bring a big push of some colder air to start out the weekend. Take a look at these morning temperatures on Saturday. That'll be down into the 40s and possibly the 30s across far northern Oklahoma. So October is on the way because, yeah, this is some chilly weather. Just a couple days away. Saturday afternoon going to be very nice with highs in the mid 60s to low 70s. And if you are going to be in Dallas, take a look at this. One of the coldest Red River rivalries since 2019 with temperatures in the 50s at the start of the game and will warm up to the 60s to near 70 by the end of the game. Your 7-day forecast shows that cold front coming through on Friday, dropping our temperatures for Saturday. Then we will once again warm back up with highs returning to the 80s for early next week. But a good taste of some fall weather is on the way.
Well, thanks, Josh. And we'll be right back with some more weather.
All right, continuing with weather coverage here as we get toward 4:50 right now. The severe thunderstorm warning continues. It's now really right on top of Norman. So we've had reports of some downbursts over North Norman, also some small hail. It does appear as though the large hail that we were seeing earlier has come down in intensity just a little bit, but that may also be because we're now getting awfully close to the radar here. So this is TLX. Up here, what you see a little bit of a hole in the radar. That's possibly why some of the hail or the bright pink shades that you've been seeing on radar have been coming down just a little bit, but still very heavy rain going on in Norman right now, and we're continuing to track that hail. So meteorologist Chloe Arroyo has a check of that for us.
That is right. We have hail, we've got downbursts, we have the whole 9 yards going on right now, especially in Norman. Here's a look, a street view look around the OU airport. This is where the School of Aviation is. So if you're out there or in the region where that target is over there on 24th, we've had indication of hail, up to pea-sized hail over in that area, and some could be even larger and more significant at that point. Now earlier, Josh also mentioned that we have downbursts. We've just seen reports of 50 to 60 mile per hour wind speeds of these downbursts, as well as straight line winds. These are the same storms that developed in southwestern Oklahoma, which were destructive at that point. Now, just as Josh said as well, we're closer to the radar site, so it could look a little less severe on radar, but in person, you're going to want to stay weather aware heading into the next hour or two. So we'll continue to track this hail, as well as the downbursts, see if we have any continued reports on that. Josh.
All right, thanks, Chloe. Excellent reporting there. Yeah, we're still watching the hail, the heavy rain, as she said. Look at the storm right now. It's about to start making it to the east of Norman, so we'll be watching that closely. But as of right now, the severe thunderstorm warning continues. And then if you're wondering what happens after this, right? This storm moves out, but we're not done yet, at least with the rain. All of this moderate to locally heavy rain across the west metro is going to be making its way toward the east. So even though the severe weather threat will probably start to decrease after we hit the 5 o'clock hour, again, that's the threat of large hail, damaging winds will be coming down a little bit. We're still going to have some rain in here throughout much of the rest of the evening as these thunderstorms with lightning, again, you don't really want to spend a lot of time outdoors because even if there's not a severe thunderstorm warning, we can still have threats of lightning. So taking a look at the radar back in motion, notice how this storm has actually been moving slightly south of east, and it's now, again, right on top of Norman, getting ready to move to the southeast. But all of this rain back here is filling in. It's going to overspread the rest of the metro. Right now, this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the OKC metro, but we do still have other severe storms down in southern Oklahoma and parts of Texas. So we will continue to watch this as the storm makes its way to the east and then more rain follows from behind. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Abby Williams, and it's time for sports. Oklahoma football plays their most anticipated matchup of the year on Saturday, and head coach Brent Venables is ready to see what his new team can do.
We've got a much different team. Many of the players in our locker room weren't here, but there's certainly many that were. I don't want to, skirt over that issue, but it's always important. I mean, I want to win every year, every game, and whether it's this week or it was last week.
Last year, the Sooners left the Cotton Bowl Stadium with their worst loss in Red River Showdown history. Now, one OU receiver is ready to leave a new legacy on the last Big 12 OU-Texas game ever.
I mean, that left a bad taste in all of our mouths, and at the end of the day, we want to go 1-0 each week, and that's really the goal. And so we want to go 1-0 this week. And like I just said, the past plays nothing to do with the present, and so here we are this year, and like I keep saying, we're ready to put our best foot forward and go to battle. Regardless of last year, I think it's just a big deal to try and win this year, and given the historic rivalry that it is.
That's it for sports today. Back to you.
Thanks, Abby. And as OU Texas approaches, so are these storms. Let's head right back over to our weather team. Josh.
Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning looks to be continuing now. It has just been extended into parts of eastern Cleveland County and now western Pottawatomie County. So here we go with radar that's showing the heavy rain now shifting just to the east of campus. So we are now catching a break, and then we're going to be watching more of this moderate to heavy rain pushing in. But again, here's the severe thunderstorm warning. It is now pushing out of Norman, but this is the new polygon right here, warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. It includes the community of Pink as this storm continues to move off in an easterly direction, again, northeastern Cleveland County and western Pottawatomie County here as we see that storm moving off to the east. And then one last look at the broader view of radar across our state. The storms in the metro moving east, more storms across far southern Oklahoma and down into Texas. Those are the bigger storms, but storms continue here through the rest of the evening. Back to you.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. Our weather team will continue to cover the severe weather for tonight.
And I'm Bailey Coyle. Be sure to keep updated on our social media for severe weather coverage tonight. Good night.